So, I had to go to church this morning because the devil was testing me. And I'm going to tell you why the devil was testing me. Yesterday, which was Saturday, me and my 4 children, my oldest daughter, Brianna, my 14-year-old son, Aaron, my 14-year-old son, Trey, and my 8-year-old son went to the movies. Now, we're from Philly, and we live in North Philly. And me, as a mom, growing up in North Philly and being in the urban community and where parents aren't about their children, but I'm a mom who very active in my children's lives as far as education and just getting them out of the hood and getting them out of that hood mentality, that hood thought. And so they wanted to go to the movies, and I take them yesterday to Morristown Mall movie theater, which is a Regal movie theater. And I took them there because it's a different atmosphere. It's not a lot of drama, and it's not a lot of things going on to where you have to worry about what's going on. And so in this theater where I took my children, you have to reserve seats. And so what I did was, my daughter and my 8-year-old wanted to see Finding Dory. So I reserved 3 tickets for Finding Dory for us. And my 2 14-year-old honor roll student boys wanted to see The Conjuring too. And I have no problem with that. They're 14. So, in the midst of that, I dropped them off to their movie theater, and because their movie started at 7:30, and our movie started at 7:50. So we're in Finding Dory and everything going good, and my boys come running into the theater yesterday. And I'm like, what's wrong? And they're like, well, somebody's going to call the security on us because we're underage and we can't watch The Conjuring. This lady, she just, she's picking with us. So I gets up out of Nemo, leave my other 2 children to attend to my other 2 children, and goes in, and it's this white lady picking on my 2 black boys. And when I come in, security says, well, it has to be an adult. I said, okay, well, I'm gonna stay with one of my sons and send my other son back to watch Nemo with my other 2 children. So as I go in the theater, this lady is sitting in a seat that I reserved, that I paid for my sons. So I asked the lady nicely, politely, excuse me, could you please get out of my seat? And the lady looked up at me and said, where's your ticket stub? I want to see your ticket stub. And I'm like, excuse me? Like, this is a reserved seating. I've paid my money for this reserved seat, and you're going to ask me for my ticket stub when this isn't your seat? So now I'm trying to not step out of character, because again, I try to maintain and be an adult and show my children that being violent is not always the way. So as these 2 white ladies are sitting in my seat, I'm arguing. I began to argue in the movie theater with these 2 ladies. And so someone shouts, go get security. So I'm like, you know what? That's a great idea. As I'm leaving to go and get security, the one white lady says to me, you're a bad parent. I'm a bad parent because I let my 2 14-year-olds watch The Conjuring 2 that has no sexual, explicit anything in the movie theater. Anything. It's not even no gun violence. I don't care if it was. They my children. And if I say they can watch that movie, they can watch it. So as I go and get security, now I'm furious, and now I'm coming out of my character, because one thing I'm not going to tolerate is someone telling me that I'm a bad parent. Not when I worked as hard as I can to be the greatest mom that I could be. So I go get security, and they're still sitting in the seats. And now this is predominantly 98% of the people that was in the theater were white people. It was probably about 5 or 6 black people, and I didn't want to make it a racial issue because I'm half white. So as security come in, and now I'm furious, and now I'm acting like I'm from North Philly now. And so as security asked them, are these your seats? Yes, these are our seats. So security said, I'm going to see your ticket stub. Oh, these aren't our seats. So they get up and they move. And so I sit with my one son and send my other son back. But it's a seat next to us that was empty. And so from the beginning, when my sons came in the theater, they had already picked. The lady jumped in my son's face. But if this was a white kid or it was a grown adult, she would have never did it. So I felt some type of way. And I'm never the type of person to say white versus black because I'm half white. And so as I'm getting angry, and I tell her, like, bitch, now you got me. And she's trying to provoke me. And as she's trying to provoke me, I said, I'm gonna whoop your ass. Oh my God, did you hear her say that she just threatened me? So she turns around to a white person who is sitting next to her and say, did you hear her? So the white person that was sitting next to her said, no, I didn't hear a thing. She looked up at the security guard who was also white. Oh my God, did you hear her say that she was going to beat me up? So the security guard said, no, I didn't hear anything. But now I'm furious because you tried to use, because you're white and we're black, that these white people in the theater were going to take up for you. And that was my mindset too. But I still never made it a black-white thing. And so as, time went on, I called her a bitch. Because now you're about 50 years old and you're picking on 2 black 14-year-olds, and you tried to make it like they were doing something to you. You went out to security and you lied and told them that my sons were doing things to get them kicked out. But see, you didn't think that they had a mom with them. Oh yes, mom was there. So as I calmed down and I couldn't see anything but red. And as I'm seeing this red the rest of the movie, I don't even know what went on in the movie because I was seeing red the whole time. And so as the movie ended, I'm still furious. Like, I'm furious that you would pick on 2 14-year-olds as a grown woman. So as I got up, I said to her on the way out, I said, now come outside the theater and call me a bad mom, because I wanted her to see my face. I wanted her to see my face. And so as I got up, she kind of remained where she was until I came out the theater, and she walked slow behind me for a second. And as I'm trying to, I'm turning around, I know that I'm in Morristown, and New Jersey in this area is a predominant white area. And I know that if I hit this lady, I'm going to jail. But you know what? Sometimes for my kids, I'm willing to sacrifice things and do things. I will go to jail for my kids. So as I'm coming out, I'm still furious. And as I'm coming out the theater, I go outside and I'm explaining to my other kids what happened and why all of this took place. And so as I'm standing outside the theater with my 4 children, 4 white couples, 4 different white people came up to me and said that you were right. You were never in the wrong. They were picking with your sons from the beginning. From they were sitting in a seat from when they walked in the theater. And I was furious because Because my boys allowed that, and they didn't come and get me right away, so I could have handled it then. But it made me feel good that I'm in this white town with these white people. 98% of the people that was in the movie theater were white. And everybody that came and said something to me were white people. And that made me feel good. Because it lets me know that everybody's not on a racial kick. And that's not where I wanted to come from. Because again, I'm half white. But I felt some type of way, and I felt like the devil tried to test me yesterday and test who I was. And this lady, because I was black and my kids were black, tried to get me in trouble and count on the white people that were in the theater to stick to her side. And I had to go and tell the manager, like, I'm from Philadelphia. I'm from North Philly, an urban community. And I try to bring my kids to somewhere different and give them a different outlook on things in life. And here it is, this white lady. And so as I'm standing out there and another white lady comes up to me like, I'm a witness. I'll be a witness if you need me to be a witness. And that made me feel good. But about 3 minutes later, the two white ladies that were picking on my son came walking out with security. You had the nerve to call me a bad mom in front of my children in a room full of people, and now you walking out with security? Shame on you. I told her, shame on you. Shame on you for picking on these 14-year-olds. Two grown women. You lucky that I'm not the way that I used to be, because I would have been in jail in Morristown, New Jersey. But it hurt my heart, and I had to go to church because I felt like that hate. I didn't want to have to feel like that I hate white people for what they did to my boys. I mean, because it was a big deal for me, and it was a big deal for a lot of the white people that were in there to come up to me and take my side, and to take my son's side, and to say, your boys never jumped out of pocket, never got disrespectful. Them ladies were picking with them from the beginning. So it lets me know that everybody's not racial. It's not a race thing, and I don't want to make it about a race thing. But if you coming for my kids or you coming for me, I'm gonna come for you as well. And the ladies, they went to their car and pulled off, and I stood there because I was in disbelief of what happened. But you thought that my sons were by themselves, and because they were two black kids in a white movie theater, in a white neighborhood, in a white part of town, that you were going to pick on mine and thought that I wasn't going to have, that you weren't going to have any repercussions. Wrong person. Wrong person. I will go to jail for mine. And that's what it is. So I feel better after coming from church, but I still, I would really like to see that lady, and I would like her to see my face, because it was dark and she really didn't see my face. But I wanted her to see this strong black mom standing beside her strong two young black men. Period. Period. The racism in this country, it has to end. It does. It has to end. And I'm not going to lose my boys to any of that type of stuff. And I'm still going to continue to go to Morristown Mall and to continue to show my boys that things are different. And it's not because we live in an urban community where parents don't spend time with their kids and don't show kids the bigger picture. I'ma still do it. I'ma still be a mom. And I'm not going to let you stop me. And I'm not going to let you make me think that white people are bad, because I'm half white. So at the end of the day, you took me out of my character for a moment, but I pulled it back in. And I just want to tell you, miss, shame on you and your friend. Shame on you. now. Don't vote for Donald Trump. Vote for Hillary Clinton. Thank you.